Hi everybody, welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for joining us. We are excited. We're on our way for a Thanksgiving road trip from Denver, Colorado to Bishop, California. There are lots of videos to come about that. Stick around for those. I'm going to talk about our route and our planning and charging and all that stuff. But before we get on the road, I wanted to talk about some of our essential gear that we are bringing with us. And there are a couple of things, not just on this table, but inside the vehicle that are new. And I want to show those to you as well. They're super exciting. So stick around for that as well. Let's do it. Okay, I'm going to start by talking about the things on this table. This is all stuff that is going to go in the front when I'm ready. Starting off with a simple sun visor, special points if it's Star Wars themed. And it's nice to have this to be able to block the sun from coming in your vehicle when you're charging, especially on a hot day. You don't want the interior to get too hot. It actually eats up some energy to do that. Secondly, we have the crossbars here. These are Rivian crossbars. I don't plan on using them, but I want to have them with me because just in case I have to put something on top of the vehicle or whatever, and then of course some straps to go with it. These do collapse down far enough to fit inside the frunk, so I don't have to take up any interior space. So if you have a flat tire on the road, of course you have the spare in the back, and I'm doing a video all about that, so stay tuned for that. You might need to repair a puncture. That's what this kit is for. It's a little Speedy seal puncture repair kit, and it's nice to have with you in those types of emergencies. You can repair things like nails in the tire with this kit, so that's something you could do on the fly. And remember, you have an onboard air compressor, so you can reinflate the tire if you need. So to get the tire on and off, I have a couple of pieces here that make things a little bit more convenient. One is this DEWALT impact drill and a battery and charger, and if the battery's dead, I can charge the battery on the truck too, so that's important. This is just, you don't need it. The kits that you have with the truck do have all the tools you need to get on and off, but this is just makes things a little bit easier. Along with this torque wrench to make sure you're torqued to the right foot-pound, and the socket, which can help with that. When you're jacking it up, it helps to have these little pucks. This one's made by 1EV, so thanks for sending those over. And I've got some others as well that I want to test out, but these are pucks that will go right into the jack point and will give you a little bit of extra height, because the scissor jack, as we all know, is not super great. I also have these little tools, and by the way, all of these things are linked in the description below, so you can use those links to pick them up on Amazon. This is kind of a silly thing, but it's important. It's just a little plastic piece to help remove the little puck covers. If you don't have something like this, or a screwdriver or something to remove them, it's going to be a real pain to get that thing off. So I have used the scissor jack to jack up the Rivian truck. I haven't used it for the R1S, but I do have the Pro Eagle jack. I'm not going to take it with me. It's a lot of weight, and it's pretty bulky. The scissor jack does work, and of course I don't plan on changing the tires. I'm only going to do it if there's some sort of need or emergency, so that should be sufficient. Now, also on this table here, we have some very basic things. I like to just keep some tape. Yes, I know the Rivian has a cool flashlight in the door, but it's nice to have a headlamp, especially at night when you're trying to do something with your hands. And of course, I like to keep at least 1 gallon of water in the vehicle just for emergency purposes. Let's talk about the charging situation. Here we have the provided charger that Rivian comes with, this part on this side. It has a 120 and 240 connector so that you can plug it into the wall. Now, I have these 2 other bits here. This is an important one. This I've never used, but I have it just in case. This is an adapter for if you have to stop at a Tesla charger. Now remember, you can't use the Tesla superchargers, but they do have destination chargers around, and those are lower voltage, but at least you'd be able to use an adapter and plug into those. So if also you find you're at a place where you need a 240 line, like an RV park or something, it might not have this type of plug, so you need this type of adapter to connect it. So that's really important also. Don't forget the link to this is in the description below. These are really important, just peace of mind items to have. Yeah, Robin pointed out, this is like having an EV jerry can, sort of. Like having these items as backups. So, of course, getting in and out of the vehicle, you have these couple of different options. There's the wristband, the little key card, and the fob. I like to keep multiple of those with me in case I lose one, at least 2. Of course, I use the phone for most of it, so those all work just fine. I have a little bit of just a spray fluid and a rag just to wipe off things for, like, if your windshield gets dirty or something like that. It actually comes in handy quite a bit. Now over here, first aid kit, that's an important piece as well. And you might wonder what this giant monstrosity is. Well, it's a tow hitch. You're thinking, Scott, why do you want a tow hitch? Well, I like to have a tow hitch with me just in case, because you just never know. You might need to tow a trailer. It's nice to have one. There is a tow hitch on the back of this R1S as well as the R1T, so might as well have something with you just in case. And if you do have a tow hitch, you have to have the little adapter to be able to plug into the line so that you can plug a trailer in and the lights will work. Now, along the lines of the tires, you may need to deflate. Like if you're going to do some off-roading, that's what these are. I'm not going to go into the technical details of this because I want to do a different video just on deflating and reinflating for off-road use. And of course, I have this little air gauge for just the tires. It's really handy. It's nice to have. The vehicle does tell you what the pressure is in each of the wheels, but it's also nice to have this just in case that doesn't work or if you need to verify something. And this little bit, it's also kind of a nice to have piece. It's a charger from Wagon Tech, and it is basically an item that you can use to jumpstart a car if you come across somebody who needs a hand. And this can also be used both as a light and as well as a charger for your phone and so on. So this is actually really nice to have, making sure that this is charged up as well. And of course, I like to keep an extension cord and a little, a connector with me so that I can plug into multiple things, because there is 120 power on board. Just never know. It's nice to have. Also, this extension cord, you could use it potentially to charge the vehicle. It wouldn't charge very fast, but at least you could have enough cord to reach to a regular wall outlet. And here is a really great feature. I love this thing. This is a rescue kit by Gear America. Just has all kinds of stuff in here, like tow straps and hooks and things like this that you can use. Some gloves to get out of a pinch if you get stuck, or if you find somebody else that needs to get pulled out or something like that. So that's all right here. So these are all items that are going to go in the frunk. Let's go inside the vehicle. There's a couple of really cool things I want to show you here. I am anticipating being in the sun a lot while we're driving, so I did do one thing, and I've got a video also coming up about this. I had these windows tinted here in the front, and also I didn't know you could do this, but I tinted the windshield. And you can see the windshield isn't really that dark, it's just a tiny bit, but it does help quite a bit. So like I said, we have these windows tinted, which is nice because as I'm driving, especially driving from east to west during the day, the sun is coming through this way the whole time. So it's really nice to have a little bit of tint here. And once again, the windshield keeps the glare down. And there are a couple of things we're going to just try out for this road trip. I haven't tried before, but I just feel like we need something extra, a place to put snacks and so on. Probably going to put this in the back with the kids, and it's got extra pockets in here and place for drinks and so on. And then of course this, I'm actually really glad to have this. This is a trash can, and it's pretty stiff and solid, and you can just stick your hand in and drop stuff in there, and it keeps things from falling out. So with kids, it's nice to have a place to just cram trash along the way. The folks at Voltage Accessories let me try out these screen protectors here. There's one for the back as well as these two main screens here. Now, what's unique about this, first of all, it's made from glass. It's not just your regular film type of protection. It's a glass protection. Of course, this touch screen still does work just fine. And this is matte. Now, when I first put it on, I was like, I don't know if I love the matte. I'm starting to really like it. I'll let you know as I go if this really fits, but I think especially in the brighter sun, it's going to be really nice to have these particular matte protectors. So what I think might be the star of the show, and the piece that I'm actually really excited to show you, is this particular canvas protector made by Canvasback. They were gracious enough to send me a version here to try out. This is a production model. This is really great, made by this really stiff canvas with a nice little yellow trim here, and it comes in all these little pieces. I'll show you a video here of how I actually put it in. It wasn't that bad. It took me about 30 minutes to put all the pieces in, but they're pretty solid. And it does come with extra pieces here. These items do work with chairs as you fold them up and down, and everything seems to work just fine. Now, the reason that I really want this is twofold. One, first of all, it's really nice to have some peace of mind when you want to throw stuff back here. I already have thrown a few things, dirty things, in the back of this R1S before, and wishing that I had had some protection here when I did that. But secondly, it's great for, especially from the third row to the second row, for whoever's sitting in the back. Kids love to put their feet up on the back of the seats, so this will protect them from that. Yeah, and notice that these pieces, they do fold really well. I mean, they're all designed to attach to the individual pieces, so all the functioning parts still work as normal. This can come in and out. It can even go back up in its little slot. So it's come together really well. I think it's a really great product, designed well and built well. These pieces are attached through a little bit of a sort of gluey seam Velcro here, and I'm pretty sure that it won't damage the upholstery underneath because it isn't a super tight glue. It's tight enough to hold it on, but not tight enough to, you know, leave a stain or anything like that. So looks great. Okay, maybe I'm a little over-prepared. Robin might think so, but I'm okay with that. Thank you so much for joining me. Let me know in the comments below if you have a favorite item that you have for road trip, for kids or not kids, or animals, pets, whatever. And we'll try those out as well. And thank you so much for joining me. We'll see you on the road. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.